February 24th, 2022 is a day that no one will ever forget. On this day, Ukrainians woke up from the howls of sirens and the trembling windows in their houses and apartments. They woke up to their cities being subject to rocket fire and bombs that exploded on the outskirts. Their country was subject to salvo fire along the entire border. The Russian army invaded the territory of the sovereign state, the territory of Ukraine. February 24th, 2020 has already gone down in history as the day of a full-scale attack by the armed forces of the Russian Federation on Ukraine. Russia launched military operations against Ukraine on the night of February 23rd to 24th at 4:30 a.m. Kyiv time. The invasion was preceded by increased confrontations between Russia and Ukraine, a buildup of troops on the Ukrainian border, as well as Russia's diplomatic recognition of the self-proclaimed Donetsk People's Republic, DNR, and the Lugansk People Republic, LNR, which occurred on February 21st. On February 24th at 5:30 a.m. Moscow time, an address by the Russian President Vladimir Putin was broadcast on Russia's television, where he announced the start of a special military operation. According to Putin, the main goal of the special operation is to protect people who have been subject to oppression and genocide by the Kyiv regime for the past 8 years. Putin emphasized that Russia's plans do not include the occupation of Ukraine, nor is the Russian Federation going to impose anything on anyone by force. Moreover, the president of Russia threatened the whole world in his address, hinting that if any country decided to, God forbid, intervene in this conflict and defend Ukraine, he was ready to go to extremes, apparently hinting at his readiness to launch a nuclear strike. Immediately after his address, a full-scale invasion of Russian troops into the territory of Ukraine began from Russia's mainland and Crimea. Rocket and bomb strikes were carried out on the Ukrainian military infrastructure, military aviation, air defense facilities, and military airfields. Simultaneously, the air formations of the DNR and LNR began hostilities against the Armed Forces of Ukraine, AFU, along the entire front line in the Donbas region. Russia's hostilities went far beyond the Donbas and have nothing to do with protecting people. This is war. The war was declared not only on Ukraine, but on the entire democratic world. This attack has been talked about for the past few months by European and American politicians. It was all over the Western press, but Ukraine did not believe that it could really be true, thinking that it was all exaggeration and blackmail until the very last moment. Everyone saw, knew, and understood that Russian troops were assembling at the Ukrainian borders. And yet they hoped that this was nothing more than manipulation and blackmail of the Russian president against sanctions, that those were just the methods to pressure Ukraine into agreeing into the conditions he had put forward. Ukraine believed and remained optimistic and calm. But then something happened, something that most of us could have never imagined in our worst nightmares. Ukrainian blood is being shed. People are dying. Soldiers are dying. Civilians are dying. World, open your eyes. Ukrainians are a peaceful nation. Ukrainians believe in world peace. All Ukrainians agree that Crimea, LNR, and DNR are their land, their country. Their parents, brothers, sisters, and children live there. They are family. All that Ukraine wanted was to be a sovereign, independent, democratic state, a part of European society, and they were slowly getting there. But as soon as the issue of an association agreement came up, the first step towards integration into the European Union, the Kremlin's extremely aggressive reaction followed. But the Ukrainian society did not back down. They took to the streets. They expressed their opinion, which caused the then president of Ukraine, Yanukovych, to flee to Russia. That's when the president of Russia, Vladimir Putin, started the war. He took Crimea and Donbas, And today, he is conducting a full-scale military invasion of Ukraine. Today, the president of Russia puts forward a number of demands to Ukraine, including refusal to join NATO, recognition of the occupied Crimea as a part of the Russian Federation, and demilitarization. According to the president of the aggressor country, all of the above will allegedly contribute to settling the situation in the long term. Can anyone explain to me why the president of another country tells Ukraine how to live and what to do? Why is the president of another country denying Ukrainian sovereignty, independence, and trying to deprive it of the right to vote and the right to choose? After Ukraine renounced its nuclear weapons in 1994, it was Russia that was supposed to guarantee Ukraine's security. So why is the country that's supposed to guarantee Ukraine's security stabbing it in the back? Ukraine is grateful to the international community for their clear minds, a sober and real assessment of what is happening. Thank you for the words of support and for the measures taken to stop the aggressor. But unfortunately, that's not enough. Ukraine is forced to confront the enemy alone. We'll stop the Russian aggressor. We appeal to all European countries. We appeal to the whole world. Please help Ukraine. Don't leave them alone. Save Ukraine and yourselves. This is not only about Ukrainian security anymore. It is about the security of all of Europe. We are talking about the threat of the Third World War with the use of nuclear weapons, which will destroy the entire world. Cut Russia off from SWIFT. Impose an embargo on Russian oil and gas. Help the Ukrainian army with weapons and ammunition. Support the UN peacekeeping operation. Accelerate the process of integrating Ukraine into NATO of the European Union. Ukraine needs an anti-war coalition. Just take to the streets of your cities. Say no war in Ukraine. Ask your country to help them. They need our attention. They need our help. In this difficult time, it is crucial to support those who are fighting to protect their families, their cities, their people, their country. The National Bank of Ukraine opened a special account to raise funds to support the armed forces of Ukraine. Details of the official special account are UA 843 0000 4733 099 2708. Thank you, everyone. Please like, comment, and share this video with others.
Під копитом камінь тріснув, сола